gosh. And welcome back to Good Day Marketplace. In Marketplace Law, we are happy to welcome the Tyack brothers, partners from the Tyack Law Firm in Columbus, Jamie and John. And they have a wonderful reputation here in Central Ohio, and they each have many honors for the work that they do. But today they're here to discuss a subject that's becoming more prevalent. That's juvenile sexting. So thank you guys for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you.
So let's talk about, first of all, what are we saying when we refer to juvenile sexting?
Yeah, so sometimes people have a misconception that it requires the recording or video of some kind of sex act. It's actually just any juvenile in a state of nudity can be actual sexting. And what that means is that you either possess it, you convey it, you record it, anything that relates to having that type of material on a phone or device.
However you acquired it, whether that's a picture or a video, all of that counts as juvenile sexting.
That's correct.
Okay, so and the potential consequences of this juvenile sexting are pretty serious, right?
That's right.
Yeah, they are. I mean, in juvenile court, it's treated much differently than it would be in adult court. But in juvenile court, the penalty can be incarceration with the Department of Youth Services. The kids can be removed from the home. Kids can be ordered to do counseling, all kinds of things. The biggest issue, though, is that children can be labeled as a sex offender.
Really?
And what makes juvenile court a little different from adult court is that the juvenile judge has discretion to determine what tier of sex offender the child will be.
Okay.
And that can include a lifetime registration requirement.
Whoa.
And I think that's what a lot of parents don't fully appreciate. They view this as sort of the modern day version of spin the bottle or something. They don't think it's a big deal until it's too late. And now somebody's sitting in a law office or in a courtroom somewhere talking to them about the sexual registration of their child for a long time. And usually by then, that's when they call us. And so one of the messages we want to get out to people today is don't wait until then, you know, to get some help. You need to understand how serious this is treated by the law.
Well, and that's what we want to know. So let's say a parent, very vigilant, you know, with their child, and they end up seeing like there's a pornographic image on their child's phone. What should they do then? Should they delete it? Is that, or should they save it? Like, what should they do at that point?
It's a little complicated, but it's a little common sense goes a long way.
Okay.
So if you discover an image on your kid's phone, maybe it was a joke, maybe it was a boyfriend or girlfriend, maybe it was something they got from a friend of theirs, who knows?
Maybe
it could be of themselves.
It could be of themselves.
Sure.
They could still get in trouble.
They could be the ones to send it out of themselves.
Okay.
That could be a problem. But the point is you need to sit down with your kid and find out what exactly happened, where the image came from, who has received it or sent it, and then you need to use a little common sense. If it's a situation where you can delete the images, clean the phone, have it wiped clean and be done with it, that's not a bad idea. You can then educate your kid about some of the dangers, the legal perils of this kind of behavior, and have a sit down with them. But if it's in a different context, you have to do it completely differently. And what I mean by that is a lot of times the parents first become aware of this when they get that phone call from the principal.
Exactly.
Saying, hey, we have your kid.
So at that point, deleting it might not be the best idea.
Your son or daughter is down here at the principal's office with the resource officer and with the guidance counselor, and we're having a conversation.
Can the police search the phone?
Not without your consent.
Okay.
And not without a search warrant. But the issue becomes if parents, after finding out that there's an investigation underway, if the parents go in and delete the images or mess with the phone, they run the risk of being charged with tampering with evidence or obstructing justice. So you need to get a lawyer involved as early on in the process as you can.
That's my next question. When is it time to call a lawyer versus just telling your kid, hey, don't do this anymore?
Well, I think that when it's time to call a lawyer, obviously, is when anytime law enforcement's involved.
Okay.
There are certain rights that everybody has, including juveniles. Right to remain silent, right to not consent to certain searches of your device or smartphone. And I think it's important that people remember that, because there is that temptation. You want to cooperate with the principal, you want to cooperate with the resource officer there at the school, and a lot of times that can be very damaging. It doesn't mean that you don't have to cooperate and be polite, of course, but it doesn't mean you have to give up your constitutional rights either.
This is a very interesting conversation, and it's amazing, a sign of the times of where we're at now. So thank you guys both so much for coming in to talk to us about it today. And I know there's a lot more parents have questions. They can contact you and just find out a lot more information. So thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.